Hi friends, anti-vegan. I make a yogurt with berries and the crunch of 3 different kinds of nuts. The nuts I show you first. Here, among our healthiest foods, I present nuts. These are almonds, walnuts and hazelnuts. All 3 together. I just put a handful here on the cutting board and took a chef knife and, that's very easy. Just a crunch to make it a little bit crunchier. Because the berries I have, first I show you the yogurt and the date mousse. I make a cashew yogurt myself and combine it with date mousse. Also I made myself, and both here have videos. You find the link under this one, how to make it. Date mousse, just blending dates with water. Cashew yogurt, blending cashews with water. And some bacteria called acidophilus. Overnight they make the yogurt. It's very simple, and then it goes into the fridge. I show that in the video. It's very easy, and once you have the yogurt, you gotta get the bacteria once. Once you have the yogurt batch, the first one, you don't need more further bacteria. So, all very simple. So what I do now, I put my yogurt into the container to combine it with the date mousse. And yogurt is wonderful for breakfast, for example. It has these yogurt cultures, the bacteria. They ferment the sugar in the cashew nuts into yogurt, and then it is healing for the intestines, for the guts. A wonderful thing. And the date mousse are among our healthiest fruits. You eat dates every day. They have a super high sugar content. More than sodas, right? More than that, but they have these sugars packaged in beautiful phytonutrients that are made by plants. The dates have wonderful nutrients and fiber, and this package makes the sugar healthy. It's actually the food sugar is actually glucose. That's kind of sugar. It's actually the fuel for most of our cells, so they burn directly glucose. That's why fruit are so good food for us, because we don't need a lot to digest. You don't need to break it down like the protein and the carbohydrates and the fat. They need the fat and the protein mostly. Carbohydrates are kind of sugar. So the protein and the fat need to be broken down and into glucose so that we can fuel our cells, that we have the energy. All has to be broken down mostly to glucose. And that's right in the dates and the other fruits. That's why they are so wonderful. So this is my yogurt with the dates, a little bit sweetened. It's as you wish. You can do it or leave it. I like it sometimes I do not. And the healthiest fruit are the blueberries. But also the blackberries. They are even healthier, but mostly we get the blueberries. The blackberries are more expensive. But these are very inexpensive and available, and they make the brain work better because of the black color, the dark blue color. There's a certain nutrient, I keep some for decoration, some of the berries. There are a certain kind of nutrient, the black color or the dark blue color, that goes right into the brain and makes it work better. And there are so many benefits with these berries. Hard to explain so much, but you should eat every day. Blueberries, and also a red color is nice. You have raspberries. They have different kinds of nutrients there. You should eat the rainbow. That's what doctors say. That means all these colors, they are all fantastic nutrients that we need, and the variety is also so important that we get different kinds of nutrients. They're all super healthy. That's for the decoration. That's what we should do. I do it all the time, and it's so easy. You just yogurt, any kind of yogurt that would do, plant-based, of course. Otherwise, it's the other way around. So we have to eat plants. That's our food. Science shows that now, finally, and as soon as the science was clear on that, began to be clear on that, let's say, the big study, the first big study, the vegan movement took off globally. Before that, I read a book about it. It comes out soon. we are talking about a little bit about that. There was always a block, you know, because the health science was missing. But I talk about that later and also in the book. So I will now do some layers first. It's more exciting, just that's easier, fun, and so easy, I mean. First layer is on the bottom, some crunch. Then I have my yogurt with the berries. The second layer. And meaning it's just decoration is something not only for the eyes, not only looking, it has a good look, it's also gives another texture for the food when you eat it. It's so much fun to eat it with a different texture. Texture is so important. And texture usually is made by the plants through fiber. Fiber, that is something we would say the body cannot digest by itself. And it has some time that we know how important fiber is for our food. That's why we recommend a whole food, plant-based diet. Whole food means with the fiber, mainly. That is the most important thing. Most people eat too little fiber. They think, oh, we don't need that. Fiber is that what makes the plant stand up, gives the plant the shape. That's the fiber. Every plant makes its own fiber. They're all different. And that the fact that we cannot digest it by ourselves doesn't mean that they don't give us nutrients, the fiber. They do, because when the bacteria in the intestines, that's why they're so important. Because they digest the fiber, and while they do that, that's their food. While they do that, we also get a huge amount of nutrients, very important nutrients. Another story. Yeah, but fiber is very important. Most people eat too little of it. And that's what makes plants so important also. And they also make the texture. So the texture here, that you have these layers, maybe you can see a little bit, here's some layering. Here is the bottom layer, then in the middle there's a little bit of layer, you maybe see it here, got an idea. Makes it also exciting for us when we eat it, have different layers, different textures of the whole food. Macro layer, macro structure maybe, macro. Now I decorate on the top, put some of the berries just on top to make it more beautiful. Another effect that is makes the food more, we eat with the eyes first, as they say. And that's I would say it's breakfast today. It just has a lot of fruit, berries, nuts, and yogurt. I guess that's all I need. It looks so nice and inviting. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoy. If you like the video, subscribe, MD Vegan on YouTube. Have another recipe every single day. And find me on Facebook, Instagram, Pinterest, and X. And you can also make a donation. There is a thanks button under the video.